opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's the show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to be obeyed. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billies, wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, see yourself, this is the show my people. Believe our hopes so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. No respect on selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Monday morning, the 9th of June, 2025. We hope that your Monday morning is getting off to a beautiful start. Mose Hyde hosting today. And we want to welcome everybody to the house. Those reaching us by radio, by Creme Radio, by television, XTV, by our apps, which you can put on your device if you've not done so as yet. You can get them at the Apple Store or Google Play. We've got access courtesy of social media, so we are on Facebook, and you can link us on YouTube. And as we remind you, let your relationship with us be official. Strengthen us by doing so. Subscribe, follow all the time. And those getting us via simulcast coverage this morning, we hope that you have great health, energy through the roof, vibrations positive, and you've got time and space to be with us as we bring you Belize's premier morning conversation. To start your week, that's right, weekday mornings, that's what we do. Crank the conversation to the highest. And right now, before we get to that, we've got to serve up the warm-ups. Prelims features a look at the morning news. Before we do that, we've got your weather forecast, and that is served freshly baked by the National Meteorological Service. We've got forecaster Catherine Cumberbatch to line us with the weather, and so that's where we start on this Monday morning.
Good morning, Belize. A moderate and relatively moist easterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with a few cloudy spells, and high temperatures today are expected to reach 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 94 inland and 82 over the mountains. Tonight, the skies will be partly cloudy with low temperatures of 82 along coastal areas to 74 inland and 68 in the higher elevations. Showers will be generally isolated, except for the south where isolated thunderstorms can be expected. The winds will blow from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots and the sea state will be choppy. A high tide will occur at 8:05 this morning, followed by a low at 3:47 in the afternoon. Another high will occur at 9:58 tonight and a low at 2:38 tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:17 and will set at 6:26. The moon comes up at 18 minutes past 5 this evening and set at 4:29 a.m. The outlook for Tuesday and Tuesday night is for similar weather conditions to prevail. In the sargassum forecast, there continues to be moderate to high risk that more sargassum could affect the country during the next few days. And in the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is expected during the next 48 hours over the North Atlantic Basin. And that's your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
Stories this morning in our morning news update. Upon exiting last Thursday's meeting with the Coalition Memorial Hospital Authority Workers Union, Financial Secretary Joseph Wade commented that the request would amount to quite a substantial figure. Well, it now appears that the parties walked away with differing views of what was discussed and agreed at the meeting. Our reports are that there's been an exchange of letters since Thursday with the union disputing the government side's understanding of where they are in their negotiations. The government's position, as we understand it, is that at a February 17th meeting, it proposed to provide the 4% contribution that should have been provided by the KHMH to a provident fund started in 2001 when the facility was established. Further to that, the government says that at last Thursday's meeting, the union asked for the contribution to be 7% rather than 4%, and as such, they have to discuss this with the Prime Minister and committed to provide a response to the union on June 20th. However, our reports are that the union clarified that the 4% retroactive contribution was used merely as an example, not as an actual proposal, and that its membership is requesting that a pension be established, not a provident fund. Whereas the government has asked that industrial action be put on pause while negotiations are ongoing, the union says the membership will have the say on this. Members of the joint union's negotiating team met Friday in Belize to discuss the latest proposal from the government on the request for an 8.5% salary increase for public sector workers. After the four-hour meeting, the union officials rejected the proposal. Nadia Martin-Callis, the president of the Belize National Teachers Union, called the proposal disrespectful and a regression from the first counter proposal. She stated, "You are offering us 4% with one hand, and on the other hand, you are talking about pension, which the rate is 5% annually." The two unions were polling their membership this weekend on the counter proposal, but according to Sharon Fraser, president of the Association of Public Service Senior Managers, their request for a salary increase was never meant to be conditional on pension reform, but rather based on the increased cost of living and inflation. She stated that pension reform discussions had been ongoing from before the request for a salary increase. As to the remark from the financial secretary that the government may just have to raise taxes to afford the salary increase, Martin Callis commented that it is merely a tactic for the unions to lose the public support. She also referenced a report that the government intends to turn the Belize Tax Service into a statutory body, and she expressed their disagreement with such a move.
Very little. And those at the bottom, we understand they take home small change, so we understand that. All we were asking for is for the tax system that allows people to pay based on what they earn. But they continue to ignore that. They give millions away to investors. And they expect this group of public officers and teachers to continue to sacrifice for the country. And I understand the whole idea of fiscal incentive. But you don't have to be giving every single thing away because a friend of yours will get a contract on the side to do something. No, we need to go with that mentality and that behavior. Now the FinSec, with the last administration and the Honorable Dean Barrow, they used them for the same thing. So everybody used the FinSec. Brother, wait, I'm tired of you being used. Please let them use you for the right reason. Please let them use it for the right reason. And you know what is the right reason, Brother Wait? Look at all the budgets for the different ministries and show them where cuts can be made so that these hard-working brothers and sisters can get their 8.5%. But not for the sake of scaring the Belizean populace. Stop it, man. Please stop it. Stop it.
BNTU National President Nadia Martin-Collis has confirmed that charges will be dropped against teachers from the Stanquick branch who protested in Danguiga on June 4th. On Friday, she shared that she had received a call earlier in the day notifying that the charges would be dropped. As it relates to her meeting with Commissioner Richard Rosado, Martin-Collis said they agreed that when they are out there, they will keep us safe. She also reminded the government that the unions are asking for a salary increase that is way less than what they promised in their manifestos.
Went well, and my source, which is very reliable, showed me a message that says that there's a warrant out from my arrest, and I wanted to know what did I do? But the meeting was for us to look at what transpired in Stanquick and any action that we want to take in the future, for us to remember that we need to be law-abiding citizens. And they have agreed that when we are out there, they will keep us safe. And I appreciate that very much. And I also shared with him that I do not want anybody to think that they're just going to grab me and do whatever they want with me because I'm the leader. I prize my freedom. And so the way I carry myself is because I'm mindful of that. But don't be looking for things just to come at me because there's so many people in support of what the teachers are doing. I don't prescribe to that. Allow us to operate the way people ought to function in a democratic country. And right now, there are two things I want to weigh in on while you ask me that question. The government just got a new mandate. Some people believe that we should have done this before election. No, this is perfect timing because there was a manifesto that you shared with the people. And now this is for us to prove whether or not you're serious behind that. You're serious with what is in that manifesto. Don't come to us with pretty promises and then later on you don't want to deliver. Because what we're asking for comes from Plan Belize, which one? 2.0? 1.0? Thank you. And you said 20. We're not finished. You said 20%, and we were asking for 8.5. But we are coming to you now with 8.5, and you are showing us all of these expenses. And government is not being honest when they talk about the millions that they're sharing as it pertains to the cost of the wage bill. No, we want them to show us the figure, show us the name, show us everything. Don't just be throwing things out there to the public, scaring everybody. Because from behind the scenes now, our people who have access to that system is telling us that the figure that the PM and all of them are pointing out is ballooned. So we're not going to sit here like we are crazy and we are stupid and we don't understand what's going on. Listen, show us the figures.
In April this year, Belize Electricity Limited had asked the Public Utilities Commission for a 7.5% or 3 cents increase in the rate of electricity, going from 40 cents to 43 cents per kilowatt hour. If approved, the new rate would have applied from January 1st, 2026 through to June 30th, 2028. The PUC issued its initial decision on May 16th and notes that BEL's submission is actually forecasting an increase in the mean electricity rate that would yield 0.4547 per kilowatt hour. However, the PUC has ruled in its initial decision that under existing bylaws, BEL's tariffs cannot be adjusted midway through a full tariff period. As such, the existing rates are to remain through to June 30th, 2028. At the same time, the PUC notes that this has brought to light the urgent need for the overhaul of the bylaws and considers that this should be done before the end of 2025. Once that happens, BEL can then resubmit its application for a rate increase. We note that on May 29th, BEL responded to the PUC providing an alternative interpretation of the bylaws, which it says would allow the PUC to consider and approve rate adjustments that may take effect during a tariff period. On Sunday, Cara Young secured a second Tony Award win, making her only the first black performer to win back-to-back Tonys. She won in the category Best Featured Actress in a Play for her performance as Aziza in Purpose. Last season, she won in the same category for her performance of Lutabel in Purdy Victorious. This was Young's fourth nomination for a Tony, having been first recognized for her role in Clives in 2022 and then for her performance in The Cost of Living the following year. Next season, Young will star alongside Scandal star Kerry Washington in the Whoopi Monologues, which is a re-imaging of Whoopi Goldberg's 1984 solo show. Young was born to Belizean parents, Claire Young Sr. and Vanessa Jenkins in Harlem, New York. On Friday, it was Belize's Jaivin Gonzalez participating for the first time in the St. Francis Tulsa Tough Races, who secured victory with a sprint in the Category 1 McNally's Group Blue Dome Criterium. The highly regarded Tulsa Tough Races attract elite cyclists for some fast-paced, high-level competition. Gonzalez had Derek Chevalier to thank as he put in the legwork with constant pressure that saw him outpace his proficient competitors in the men's category half race. On the second day of the race, Chevalier claimed the top spot, winning in the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium. It was also Chavarria's first time participating in the prestigious Tulsa races. The races that are part of the American Criterium Cup came to an end on Sunday with the McElroy River Parks Criterium. Notably, Chavarria also secured the win for that one. Siblings 21-year-old Sidney Montenegro and 20-year-old David Montenegro perished after the vehicle David was driving Sunday evening flipped and crashed. Sidney was flipped from the vehicle. They were traveling from Medina Bank in the south. 42-year-old Asuncion Tush, a teacher from Independence Village who was traveling with them, received multiple injuries and was transported to the hospital for treatment. The Football Federation of Belize has lamented the passing of the siblings. They were from Costa Rica, but in 2023, Sydney joined Saditon Girls and contributed to their victory in the Premier Women League of Belize Championship on May 31st. Her brother, who had just graduated from Independence High School the day before their passing, was also at her side as her greatest supporter. The FFB writes, Sydney and David lived with purpose and left behind a legacy of love, unity, and strength. 2 men were injured in a chopping incident that occurred Saturday during a brawl in the Los Lagos community. The men were identified as 47-year-old Jose Marvin Sosa, who received a stab wound to the upper left knee, and Charles West, who had a chop wound to the back of the head, the right palm and lower back and face. According to Sosa, he was injured when he tried to intervene in a fight between West and another man. Police say the men are not cooperating in their investigation. And that brings us to the end the morning news update here inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We'll take ourselves a small break and then we get back on the other side to open the conversation on Creme Radio and XTV. We'll be right back.
The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards. You'll actually want extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because at Smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart Gains, Smart Savings, Smart You. Smart, bringing people together.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Welcome back. WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes is 7 o'clock on this Monday morning. With 9 days deep into June, we got your conversation right now. We open for business. That means the phone is now activated. You can call in. The number is 280-5848. That's where you talk to us. Line it up. Make we know what's going on with you. Inside WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, we want to get you on board inside this conversation. Of course, if you're not here, then we have to talk. But do remember, we don't want to preach and we don't want to talk to ourselves. We love when we can reason with you, the good people who get up the morning and turn on the radio and turn on the TV or check your phone or check your computer and get yourself some WB in your life. We love it. All right, so let me just repeat the number, 280-5848. All right, that's the way we work. Let us start off this morning by recognizing excellence. Many of you, I imagine, are aware that we have a daughter of Belizean lineage, Belizean parents, who grew up in Harlem, New York, but know all aspects of Belizean culture, because anybody know parents know that he experienced that, and has risen to the highest level of theatrical arts in the United States of America. And in fact, last year she won Tony's, which is the equivalent of winning the Oscar in Hollywood or a Grammy in music, for her performance on Broadway. She has made history this year by being only the second person, I believe it's maybe the fourth person, I stand to be corrected, ever to be nominated in consecutive years, but the first black person to be nominated in consecutive years. And then we find out that she actually won last night. They had the Tonys, and so she is making history with her excellence. She was interviewed last week on some of the major platforms in the United States of America. She was interviewed on The View, which for those who watch American daytime television, you know that is like, one of their big morning programs that features somebody like, say, Whoopi Goldberg, and there's also an announcement that she's going to be participating along with other name brand performers in kind of a tribute to Whoopi Goldberg, something to that effect. But anyway, Cara Young, daughter of Clay Young, Vanessa Jenkins, has reached this tremendous zenith. It's not her zenith. I'm sure she has more to do, but she has made history, and so we have to give that full, make it come with the full amount of everything we got inside, that we're in celebrating and joining in the celebration. We've actually had her on the WUB. We've spoken with her, and she backs up the excellence that she has achieved on stage with character and consciousness, obviously, that are a part of her. So we, little encounter and conversation we had, we understand that she understands her place, understands her historical place as a woman of color, a black woman, and what she's achieving, and is deeply connected to her Belizean roots. So this is not somebody that, just to find out that they got Belizean roots, so just because, no, this is somebody that, anybody that has, has friends with Brother Clay and Sister Vanessa, and have been to, they are not Belizean people living in the States. you have to know that, and they've also been, beyond what their daughters accomplished, they've done a lot of work in helping out back home. They've been very instrumental in supporting the movement to create awareness and also actual assistance for people with diabetes here in Belize. So we're talking here about an all-around outstanding family that must be extremely proud. I know that there have been like significant articles that have covered the fact that Brother Clay actually works at the place where the Tony nominees are celebrated, and nobody else can really go there, and that it's so remarkable that he is able to be there to see his daughter come there as a nominee and now as a two-time winner. Just an amazing story, and yes, we have every right to claim the Belizean part of that story. And I saw a clip, I can't find it, but there's a clip where she was actually on, I believe it might have been one of the major networks. I think it is CBS, if that's the station, where another son of Belizean ancestors, actually I think he was born here, Candice Gibson, who is a major media star, was one of the hosts that interviewed Cara, and when they started the conversation, Kenneth was like, well, we got Belize in common going. I was like, two out of three, Belize there, yes. And it was like, it was, on social media, I don't know how to track that, but that was quite a moment last week. We celebrate, and we're very proud of Cara, very proud of what she's achieved, and we can only imagine that this goes further. And it reminds us that, every time we see you would say, it's not just for say we'll be tag-alongs to this incredible story and its incredible achievement. Selfishly, we also have to utilize these stories as a way for us to inspire our children, to have them understand that within you there are gifts. Very often, unfortunately, because of environment, these gifts might never come and shine, might never know what it is to be so polished that it reaches that level. But we have to remind ourselves and remind our children that when you have that clear evidence that nobody has a monopoly on gifts, and no country, no community, no ethnicity, nobody has a monopoly on gifts. They might have better environments for the development of gifts, but nobody has a monopoly. Our children are born with their gifts. We have to task ourselves with the identifying of those gifts, find out where a child has special, and understand that a gift is just a gift unless it is harnessed, developed, disciplined, polished, and brought forward to its finest form. That is really the challenge that we have as parents and as a community and as a country. But what Cara Young's victory, what her excellence says to us, screams back to us, shouts loudly, is that within us, it is there, around us. And yes, we have other, you would say, she was in a community where she could access, she gives her story about how she just by chance met somebody tagging along with her brother that saw her talent and really gave that initial push, and of course the support of parents and all of that, and her own personal commitment and discipline and hard work, because it's hard work. It is not easy pushing a gift or talent to represent something that that gets to a point of global excellence. So there has to be hard work. There has to be that perseverance, that internal discipline, all of that. But very often we exist in a community when we think about the state of our theater. Like, there was a time when it was a higher level. It was a more organized. We are thankful that occasionally Rotary would get a play that is written by somebody in Jamaica, and they would get, high-profile people to perform in it, and that's really where we are. If we don't have the Rotary doing a production, and we now very thankful that we do have some of the original Square Peg players. Brother Ray, they would come and they're actually doing a performance for the Diaspora Summit 2.0 in Florida. But they've come back here in Belize and they've been doing it over the past couple of years, and that is beautiful. But we are tasked with creating all these avenues for our children to explore, and then to find something they love, and then to marry it with commitment and discipline and effort, and then to be the best that they can be. And ultimately, that is the great, that should be the great fuel that is provided by what Cara has accomplished. We celebrate her, and we celebrate her parents and all that is accomplished. It's beautiful, and we know that they're not uncomfortable with us stealing a bit of that inspiration for our children. You can do it. You can rise. You can shine. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen without caring hands, without community hands, without a commitment on the national level to find and to cultivate and to bring out the best, but also what you have inside, to be determined to be as great as you can be. And so, absolutely, you can go on your own time and do your own research and find out. And obviously, Cara has been willing to talk and to engage and to say everything. But you go, girl. You do your thing. Big time. Back to back victories, back to back awards for Cara Young, and a big congratulations to her, a big congratulations to Brother Clay, big congratulations to Sister Vanessa. We can't begin to imagine how proud you are. But we are very delighted that we also want to, let me just take this call. Krem, good morning, WUB. Okay, we lost the call. Let me just repeat. The telephone number is 2805848. Let me just repeat, well, not repeat, but let me just also call this back. Krem, good morning.
What's up, Mose?
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Give thanks. What do you want?
Well, big up to the Belizeans for your passion and the patriotic in your voice. To the Belizean sister there. But, we have to get back to the matter of here.
Before we do that, before we transition into a word I say, stronger drinks, I want to, while I am doing a bit of the congratulations, I want to big up Derek Chavarria and Jabin Gonzalez, who were out in the United States of America riding international criterium races, the Tulsa Challenge, and they not just do good, they won events. And we say how we love, and we do, we love cross-country cycling more than we love the sport of cycling. We follow other races, but cross-country are really the one thing we could say as Belizeans. We join in and know that matters to us. And if it matters as much as we say it does, then we have to recognize that same way how when we lose the event we feel very disappointed and in pain way, we have to understand that part of making ourselves better able to defend and win the cross country, it involves make we youth and get exposure and make them race against the best they can race against regionally and internationally. The more we get more of young athletes that do that, the better they become. So when cross country they come, we got more experience, more skill, and more prepared riders for able to defend against the 20 or 25 riders when they bring in annually if we can't deal with that event. We know they're nowhere near there, but definitely we have to say there has been one foot put forward to make some of our youth then go out and race, and these two riders in particular, as well as Brother Oscar Quiros has been out there as well. They are doing things. We have to salute them. We have to enjoy their victories. We have to big up them and big up all the people who are making it possible for them to be there, because if you get out there for race, trust me, you have forgot the plane ticket, you have to have the where you want to stay, you have forgot where you want to eat, you have forgot the nutrition as an athlete, you have forgot the support, and so definitely you got hands where they behind that, where they make that possible. And same way how we could use the full voice for burn out, for condemn, for complain, for criticize, we have to use the full voice, we have to put the chest in it, when at time we say salute everybody, we make that possible, because that not happen out of thin air. Somebody had to go in on a pocket, somebody had to make the connection, somebody had to care. I don't know if it's the the fullness of the federation there behind it, the cycling federation. If that's the case, salute to the federation. I know that the Williams family, Justin and Kalman, they have been very instrumental in getting these opportunities. I think it's possible they are involved and supportive as well. If that is the case, full respect, and to all the local sponsors, which I don't know because that information has not been shared. Salute, maximum respect, 100. I just needed to get that out the way, brother. So now.
That's not big up, man. That's not big up. We now, hey, we do it that.
All right, respect. Talk to me.
We don't want shit on dark side from that. People live that the way they can. The money man early.
Talk to me and tell me where they going.
We have to get to the matter of the case. The teachers then move in order. Then they move with respect, and then they move with strength. But something bother me. Something that bother me. I have to put some respect by name, but the union man, you know, where they have a voice. And here in a passion advice, I do an interview, in a passion advice that here with part. It get personal as a leader, it get personal in the tone of your voice, that by the end of the day you are leaders and you have so much followers, so you have to stick and believe that you stand up, not only for yourself, but for the majority. Now I see the teachers, they block off on two corners, they lock off on two lanes with respect and manners. But by the end of the day, the reality is that we are sitting right here and watch this create front away. Two things could happen. They could come to a solution, or they could come to a revolution. You understand? Two things could happen. It's about time, and I say it, I want to keep the say. These are all educators and smart and brilliant people. You mean to tell me, when you can't deal with this, and look as a perfect example of what leadership look like, of what being a part of a government look like. And there with the teachers, you know. But by the end of the day, the reality is, we don't conscious already. If the teachers then get as small as, and then you please, which one we do with, by the end of the day, then go back to the chessboard, and the tax shook down on the people. The tax shook down on the majority.
Well,
then the majority and start back and reel up and one who but they forget.
But I'm glad you raised that issue there, because that's my main course. My main course, you know, well, I can't leave fancy thing, right? But you go to some fancy restaurant in a life when they go there. They go what they call 3-course or 5-course meal, right? But so before you get to your main course, they give you a couple of things, right?
Yes,
So my main course that way you would bring up, I had many things they were to serve up. Some people, I remember a time you with me Ghana me eat up and the man fully self pan the warm up when the main course come. He never got no space because the man gone on bad pan the warm ups. Therefore, you can't get tricked like that. You nibble pan the warm ups that the main course you wait for. But
Make I tell you about the siders. Make I tell you about siders about me.
No, and before you go up on the siders, make we tackle the main course. Because the financial secretary, which is a big man when it comes to the monies in the country, a financial secretary.
The man not happy.
No, remember now, this financial secretary a very special guy because
I agree.
He now one of the few people where government administrations go out, a new one come in, but he remain. So he has been the financial secretary. He in the wrong the purse for a while. And so when he talk, you have to say, oh, you have to listen. So apparently, the financial secretary has said, when they say it now, the business said the quiet part out loud. Actually, I see people that put it on Facebook. Well, so he said apart, he said, well, there are a lot of money that people want, and ultimately, this might be that, if that happen, then it be that, as you bring up, taxes. Because when they go on, like yourself, I feel, without having any actual data to confirm this, but I feel, well, based on where the year around me, anecdotally, people are generally sympathetic towards the teachers they get when they forget. You said 100%. Let me finish the bit. People sympathetic towards it, but for the most part, people sit down, non-teachers, they sit down and watch the thing with our spectators to the thing. We got a side where the ride we generally sympathetic to the teachers, and I would have said a very low level of sympathy there for government. Like, oh yes, we got a headache there, but you know, sympathy for them low, sympathy for the teachers high. No, when you want to get the people's attention, that when you come now and start talk taxes, the point of that would be this. It would have been foolish for any government official think that when they come and would want to bring a tax, that where the rest of we want to say, oh, that the teachers that only cause this, then we are turn around and hold negative feelings towards the teachers. That don't want to happen here. Because
people are getting accountable for.
Because then you be the people are uno.
Yeah.
That when you account to. Know that when you be no, this not be, oh, we and the teachers on a fight. Yeah. When you come down to know since we talk about, well, this means we have to deal with tax, well, this is good in a way, because one of the first things I would want to say to the financial secretary is that I know the first place where you could start. The first place, since taxes are important, the first place where you could start, the outer key chapel.
Yeah, every jack one.
Where you just don't give $100 million tax break to for 5 years. Tell them sorry, but I will have to get that back. Then you get the list of all the one where you got, don't give out major tax concession. When you give tax concession, you never in your mind that your workforce not happy and want betterment for their life because inflation they run wild. That never upon your mind. So you would give tax concession to Harry, you would give tax concession to Joe, you would give tax concession all over the place, 30-year tax concession, this year long-term tax. Okay, well, since now the financial secretary say, why we need the taxes, I think that's a great idea for make you go to who you just don't tell, oh no need for pay no taxes. No kind of taxes that they tell you about in some instances.
I want to help me out, Chaka. I don't know nothing about tax, but I try to use my common sense. You think you could is there a campaign when it comes to tax that you can do to make you do a payment plan? Because sometimes the money we have got too big, so you have to try to find a way to make, right, here it one. Bring it back the pieces, then you think they could work that out for all these big fellas?
You see, my brother, I am no financial expert.
Okay.
But I listen to financial experts. Like, you got people when one matter that one financial matter where I want turn to and tell them, give me your thoughts on that. I respect them highly. Same way you got people, I'm not a lawyer, but you got people where they're lawyers, where I know they're on a level and I want to listen to them.
Yeah.
And what I have listened to for a long time, that several credible people, and in fact, big organizations, and even administrations and elected politicians over the years, they have all agreed that with tax system need for reform. The present tax system, you got expert people want to tell you. But you see, when experts people will tell you, for we present tax system, yes, it is convenient and easy for the administration to implement. But tax and financial experts say, for we tax system, that one oppressive tax system and that one discriminatory tax system in a very burdensome, and it burdensome in a way we part when you deal with consumption tax. That way we got you the bulk of it down, consumption tax. We know your administration then play with income tax and give it that left, right, and center. We know that the level of arrears in land tax that they through the roof. But the consumption tax, where the everyday people, that every day when you go buy items, every day when you go put in your fuel, every day that then you take the lick. So they have known for a long time that the tax system, while it's convenient, it is not fair, just, or it's not a liberating tax system. No. We end up with their reckoning come with part of the labor force, the demandeers. Everywhere now, the labor force, the demandeers. We want this and we want this and this is how much we need, because they know the reality within the face. The question is, not come and try look for no convenient solution. Part you want just come and dump the pressure, the burden again for say pan the one name way been taking the lick for so long. Meanwhile, Mr. Key Chapu could come and just with one shake hand get 5 years tax concession like that and nothing concession like that, nothing for give away. Nope.
And you know, you won't believe how far that change will go. You don't believe how far that change will have that money come on in it. I don't understand. It just hard to understand, man. Because maybe I don't only rich people in, but I don't understand. The thing is, by the end of the day, most of the reality is that you're going, all right, teachers, you have to keep focus, and nobody don't shoot out their hand for no smallers. Because somebody like shoot out their hand for smallers and they go quiet. When they change the tone of their voice. That's why we don't got no activists. That every activist, when they talk, check, they get in something to eat and they shut up. No, we don't got no activists. You get what I'm saying? So if this is a mission for the teachers there, yo, forward. The people there, down the road, want to figure out the tax business there because that's another different ball game.
Oh, that's when the ball game get different.
All right.
That no got nothing to do with this.
Thank you very much.
The way how people want to look upon that, you can't create one scenario where people want to look upon it. You want to say you want to create, not do it out of, not come and use this as no strategy. Where you try create people turn because they know people generally sympathetic. Particularly to teachers. I know they try to disrespect the public servants, but the reality is the reality. People got more positive energy and more sympathetic towards teachers than anything.
Exactly. And I know this, so I know that.
And they know that they're the people where you say nobody they get rich, they teach. Nobody they live lavish where they teach, but they know that most people where they teach, they under the water level or right at the water level. So they know they could look around and know that they're not like they're not people where they live one high lifestyle and they want more upon it. They know what the people they fight for, therefore just stabilize themselves financially. They know it, they see it, then everybody is familiar with them, and so their sympathy not just based on, their support not just based on, you know, what I say like emptiness, it based on actual familiarity, they know the reality, and so they lean that way.
Most by the end of the day, the reality is Mose.
Yes, sir.
They march and name people more, they think they documented, you know. They think they're in the files, you know. They stand up and speak to these same people. Why don't? Why, sure. Now, how do people move? Listen to me. The same out where they beat you up and the same out where they bring you down. Because they march and them people, brother. That's why they tell them people that the people have to get one reality check report by the end of the day, so they have to stop making anybody go there for their march. They have to stop opening the door to anybody.
I think they have done a much better job of kind of, you would say, you can't really stop somebody from go to your march. But they have done a much better job of not facilitating any prominence, you know, when they do. They've done a much better job of making sure that there is not any party paraphernalia. There was, you know, years ago, they never made do such a good job. They may really never do it, but I would say, being that I have been to many of these, that they have done, but you can't really say, oh, you can't coincide and me and march. Like, everybody got in free will.
No, but you tell you out of respect, Mose.
Well, listen, listen.
You could do it out of respect. You want somebody to run at you, when you know by the end of the day, you are probably the person down the stretch. You don't even know the person. You are a person that end up with a problem because a person that get lucky and end up in the front seat.
I don't know how you could. I don't know how you could stop it. You could say, boy, I don't want you to coincide. I mean, I guess.
You could be out of respect. You know, a nice. These people are smart people, Morse. These people have to put English together.
Break. I gotta go to break. Respect. 7:35. Time for Two Cents Scam. Sponsored by 4 Point Security. When I take a first break of the morning, come back with more WB Wake Up Believe's Morning Vibes.
What's up, it's your boy Brick City. You're watching WB. This is XTV. Big up to 4 Point Security, our sponsors, and we appreciate it. All right. So, guys, guess what? It's graduation. Yeah, this is part the parents and family member feel good because their loved one, he or she, made it in high school and move on. All right. So, but guess what? Who is best to ask the 2 cents than the graduate itself, and how they feel, and whether they plan for the future? So, 2 cents question today, as a graduate, what are the plan?
My plan after I graduate, that go to Johns and continue study because I will become a defense attorney in the future.
Perfect. Easy as graduation done, right? Right? What are the plan?
I stay in university.
All right. If you graduate, what are the plan?
Maybe continue studying.
How are you?
Get into a college.
Thank you.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards. You'll actually want extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because it's smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart Gains, smart savings, smart you. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of appliances that just don't last, appliances that just can't keep up, it's time for a change. GE Appliances delivers reliability, innovation, and performance you can trust. The decision is easy. Don't settle for less. Choose quality, choose reliability, choose GE. Paid for by homeowners who demand better appliances.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Monday morning, 9th of June 2025. And we invite your participation in the conversation. You don't need no lot of big magic for getting at the show. You just need a phone, we could work, we could call. The telephone number at 280-5848. That is the live line for you to participate in the conversation. All right, we're not there to talk to ourselves. We don't like preach. We like reason. That way we're there for. It's not closed circuit. It's inclusive things. Jump in when you're ready. Got me? Respect. All right. On one note, we know that Los Angeles, California, that a place outside of the borders of the nation called Belize, you have the highest concentration of Belizeans. We don't know that how much. Nobody has ever done the work to know, to do the calculation. The state has never been interested to put resources to do that kind of work. They've never really invested in where they go out with people when they're abroad. But the overall majority consensus span LA is that the highest concentration of Belizeans there outside of the actual state of Belize. So when we see the news and we see how things they get definitely out of order in Los Angeles over the last 24 to 36 hours, and we know who the Washington and the White House, we know that my brother we do the things different. We would have said our brother were not correct. And so the tension and the potential for violence where would they say take place, definitely the high, unprecedented declaration by a president to go against the wishes of the governor of a state who did not make a request for the National Guard to be deployed. The president said he don't want the rest National Guard to get deployed. For those who have not been following that story, there's been a protest against crackdown on undocumented immigrants in Los Angeles, and the people have been pushing back against the immigration officials, the ICE, coming into their neighborhoods to try to take it out. And so things have escalated very fast in Los Angeles. We know they said that we don't care once Belizeans are there, but we care more for sure because we know that we're people in the day. They have to operate in an space. We know that some of potentially they are in protest, and we know that some of the people very likely are some of the targets. So we in that story, even if we don't know the names, even if we don't know how, we people in that story. So we got our eye on it, but we take a call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Morning, Mose. Morning, Belize. Sorry for I'm Robert. I have to turn off my and I'm sorry for interrupt your conversation, but that's the way WB. I had to call in because yesterday on Sunday Review we had professor from University of Trinidad and Tobago, Utilities and Sustainable Engineering. I will reach out. We'll ask, but I could think of find somebody in the region what could give we some information or share some knowledge, because I had a concern about BEL asking PUC for an increase in an electricity rate. And so he come on. And one of the things where he said were really that one concern, and it makes the XTV morning news this morning. What I'm concerned for me is, again, usually Belizeans don't engage in this level of conversation, but everybody has to pay light bill, water bill. That are just like one requirement of life. And when BEL sent the PUC and asked for the rate increase, and they sent this long letter writing, and then I had somebody put it in and get the AIV. We just want to look on the number. But the big reveal where his name is Curtis Voodoo, what the big reveal was when PUC reviewed BEL rate increase, what BEL said was that if the increase is granted, it will go from like 40 cents, believe cents per kilowatt hour, to 43 cents per kilowatt hour. But when PUC looked on the numbers, PUC said no, I'm more like 45 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, I'm just shocked that most media houses never repeat that. Indeed, they never grant BEL the increase, but sooner or later, it's time that they won't get the increase. So I just think that a big miss from media houses' part, I believe, that they never pick up on that, because for working class people especially, one, that the light bill going up, eventually going up, but how much is going up? I'm like, how could BEL have missed that? Like, that's our concern for me, like how BEL missed that calculation from 40 cents to 43 cents, the whatever they asked for, but PUC said the exact number of 0.4547 cents. So that, like, I just want to alert Belizeans to pay attention to that. And then another one of the things, because him they look for, how we handle utilities that Belize, regulation and what ended at Trinidad and Tobago. We got all three utilities together. So PUC regulate telecommunications, water, and light. Then do it separately, but he think the model that Belize the better model. One of the things they point out to is like, listen, most all along when they say how we own the utilities, I may think we outrightly own the utilities. I never know where we own like BEL, the majority shares, and Fortis still have, I think, like 1/3. Did you know that, Mose?
Yeah.
I never know that. I mean, we think that when we say we own it, we own like the whole thing.
Yeah,
but one I think that.
But ownership, you have ownership if you have one share.
Majority shares.
No, if you have one share in a thing,
you have ownership.
You are a owner. The more technical term is to say we are majority owner.
Gotcha.
Or I guess if you own it entirely, say we are the sole owner of a thing, right? So yeah. I don't know what the percentage is of say BWS. I think we're about 100. I think another anomaly about the arrangement with BEL is that when we own BEL, we own distribution, but we do not own generation. So Fortis still, through its control, what's the name of the thing? Belcogen, I think. They own the majority in generation. So we pay for generation, and all we do, what we own, the majority thing that we own is the distribution.
I'm glad to put that to 17. Because what's needed is there needs to be more awareness. Like we as Belizeans need to know more. Because I never, just like what you said just now, I never understood it like that. And you might have said lots of time and I never get it.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to understand more about we utilities and become more involved in the process. Mm-hmm. So one of the things Brother Curtis pointed out is that we have one short turnaround time for consultation. Whereas at Trinidad, like when they had like 2 months, and today our regulators go in our communities, it's on TV, it's documented. If people say something, they have a written documentation. It's documented. He said like for Fridays, he sit down and he just wait for watching consultation. He says the opposition may get involved in it, and they had to like end one of the meeting them because the opposition talk negatively about like the chairperson of the regulation committee, and they bring like one coffin in and say like the man to go in there, but they're very involved. So that's one of the things where I'm like, okay, that's a good takeaway. I would say that
it is one of the few, it's a bright spot for me. Even I would have to confess, I don't really get into the intricate details of the tariff reviews and read the documents and understand all of that. But I do know under both administrations that for me the PUC has not been like a yes sir. So there's been a level of autonomy and a bit of a bit of what they call there's airspace between PUC and the utilities, and on multiple occasions under both administration, PUC has pushed back against the utilities. That we have to say, well, I don't know if they were, I don't know how sound their argument is, because again, I know they're at a level of expertise, so I don't even know if they were right to push back. But pushing back at least say that they show a level of a sovereignty in the process, very important, no? That they are not just a yes sir to the utilities. Because if you think about it, PUC is still under government, and so, you know, for them to act differently than what a utility is asking is something where we have to say it should be the norm. We shouldn't have to set on a bright spot, but because of what the norm is, we have to call it a bright spot.
I agree totally, Mose. Again, I know me I bring that out, so I appreciate you making that point because I'm a valid point. Also, one of the pushback where PUC do is that they said that the BEL is the PUC interpretation of the bylaws, we said that they can't ask for a rate increase like in the middle of one period. That BEL interpretation wrong. So I know PUC having a pipeline to do some media wrong. And it's set to Belizean people, to organizations, groups that represent people. That this is our part we really need to get involved in this conversation, get more knowledgeable about it, because really the law needs to change, because to my knowledge, there's no way in the PUC regulation would give we, the Belizean people, which is different from Trinidad and Tobago, the right to bring forward one complaint outside a rate. And so again, we need more awareness campaign about the utilities in particular, and I put the responsibility upon PUC and upon the people of Belize to get more involved, because everything they go, but for we salaries and for we wages, not they go up. At minimum, I always want to support Belizeans learning more about things that impact we everyday life, so we could better represent for we self anytime we need to do that. So I really, actually I try to get a brother to come out Thursday when I host WB, because nothing like when people talk for themselves on Belizean people or different audience WB past on the review. But this is something where I listen to Belizean people, because Curtis said, listen, climate change is real. So that because of climate change, when the dams down, if the weather dry, no water no there. And I know I think you and Sister Sajako will bring this up before, that our dependency on Mexico that really wants security issue as well. You and Sister Sajako never had that conversation before? I thought you did.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of new conversations with WB. There were ongoing conversations. And Brother Ako asked, like, why is there the dependency on Mexico for so long? Like, isn't there another, like, a community option where the people have one buy-in in a one meaningful way, like one cooperative? Anyways,
what kind of crazy to me is that one of the arguments for using CFE, it's not just a matter of of our own capacity issue. It's because it's cheaper and it represents a windfall for the company. So we don't benefit at the consumer level because of the amount of electricity that we can get from Mexico and how much we utilize from them. The company utilizes CFE as a profit-making thing as well, not just a matter of fulfilling because of, our needs per se. So that's a whole, at the end of the day, it is one thing to understand the technical details of how these things play out and familiarizing ourselves with it. It's a lot of work, but to be able to explain it and really have people become become participants in the process because they understand it better is a responsibility where everybody should have. PUC has to do more work in that regard. The utility companies, the media, and the government as well.
Indeed, Mose. And one of the things that was discussed yesterday, and I encourage Belizeans to go listen to the Sunday Review, is that it has climate change real. So people use more energy. So the people in Mexico, they have one for their people to use more energy. So they could afford to increase the cost or minimize how much we get from them, and then that believes that it's the same thing. And so he just wanted to point out like the reality of the times that we're living in now and how the energy demand. And then also he said something, believes that I want to consider is that looking at one social rate, maybe the people who are indigent or impoverished, that if they use, increase the amount of kilowatts per hour for making them eligible for a cheaper rate, just being considerate of the people, because I just feel like the electricity go up, but for we salaries and wages not go up. He said that's something that the country might want to consider. So it was a really meaningful conversation, but and like he said, no, I know they said no this time, but it seemed inevitable that they want to increase it.
The no is not based on. The no is not based on. It's based on a technicality. It's not based on disagreeing with the argument for the increase. It is based on a technicality. So that's the point. I also want to thank you. I didn't get a chance to share it with our listeners and viewers. I mentioned, you corrected me, or shared me information that Kara Young, who won consecutive Tony Awards last night, is the 6th person to ever win it consecutive years. I believe, though, she's the first black person to have done it. Because I think I heard them distinctly say she's the first black person to ever be nominated in consecutive years.
Yes. I wonder if Mose will say anything to me about it, kind of like hold my breath kind of thing, because the one thing that stuck to me, first off, Cara has earned it with her family support. I really, big respect to the young family for keep their Belizean-ness, their children care, and also we go to states and we just have Belizean American children. They don't really live the Belizean culture and so big respect to the young family for, and the irony of what the restaurant name? Where her dad has worked for many years.
Is it the rainbow?
Yes. The irony of her father working there for 30 to 40 years, and then his daughter gets the opportunity to be, and his co-workers just honoring that. Like, I just celebrate working class people where make the sacrifice for their children. That just, and Cara, from the conversation last year on WB, have one level of consciousness as a black woman, and I rate that. But I just said the same way we say, this big, that her second time as a black woman, why would I use that same language when we talk about the leader of the opposition as a black woman being the leader of the opposition? Like everything else on the media houses, we cite that. But all of a sudden, when it comes to this leader of the opposition now, a woman, but not a black woman, and I don't understand why. Why we don't use the wording?
Because I think we've had this conversation, and I've said to you that in this case, it is not, Kara is not like the first black woman. She is the first black person. So it's being used. I think similarly when Mr. Barrow became prime minister, he was regarded as the first black prime minister of the country. So it is the ethnicity takes second place to the gender in this case, because the ethnicity has achieved the office, but the gender has not. So I think it's, I'm not trying to let the media or trying to declare that the media doesn't have its challenges dealing with race issues and ethnic issues, but I'm saying there that there is an argument to be made why that is how it's done.
You see, and that's a part of the awareness building that's needed in Belize. Because as a black woman, there's no separation. Like that, it makes sense to me. Because the same reasoning for a black prime minister would be for a black woman.
So I don't think that, so for example, he was never referred to as the first, as say, the gender. He was the first black leader. So the gender has not been looked. It was always separated. But I understand the point you're making. I'm not saying that it's not how it should be done. I am just saying that an argument can be made as to why that has been done that way.
I hear it differently now, and I know that I hear it differently. For me, also show the patriarchy of it. Yeah. Because then you have to say, a male, because you know that the man,
I can't argue that. I can't argue that. You know the patriarchy. The patriarchy is real. I can't argue that start. I have patriarchy privilege. Patriarchy is real, right?
Right.
So there's no.
And we as women, a number of we uphold the domination of men over women. But I ask, like, want to move forward for be real. If we change the narrative, I would say, to recognize the gender, that Tracy Tega Panton is the first black woman leader of the opposition. And that's one thing I want to just hammer home hard, because I want we've earned that recognition. How far as African people we've come, and women. And especially because as African women, we are oftentimes erased and not acknowledged for the work we do historically, and just overall.
That's a very accurate, very profound point. I cannot argue that. That is absolutely true.
Respect, brother. Thanks for the reasoning. Only the people want to save the people.
All right. Hello. Good morning, WUB.
WUB.
Good morning, sir. We're getting some feedback, echo stuff going on. Can you turn down whatever it is you're listening? Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. So we had the first black man that break away from a party in 1950 and formed the one by 1950. That was the first black man that break away from the black party, you know. In other words, I was saying Mr. Price and the rest of people like with the PUP, you know. But that black talk, make all that the controversial, you know, but like, just like we had a woman in the head of the opposition today, you know, but maybe they don't want to call Mr. Price one black man, no? I don't understand it. Both are Mr. Price red skin or brown skin, and the leader of the opposition today, brown skin or red skin or whatever, you know.
I don't know that. I don't know.
Okay to say.
I don't know. I have not grown up with understanding that the first prime minister of the country was a person of African descent. So I have never heard him referred to as a black person per se. So if somebody is of that position, I don't know everything about Mr. Price's ancestry, so I can't speak on it. I just know what has been. I just know what has been the norm. Okay.
Okay. But I don't know, but I not say his song continue to be ridiculous, but he just out of taste, so you know.
All right.
I gotta look on it, you know. But it's okay to say so. But I'm just saying that when Adam man they call it a black man, after that man spread all over the world. But I don't know. Anyway, we find our way how we have Latino. They have Asian, they have American, you know, white man, you know. But it's okay to say, but also think the stress on.
All right, brother.
Because Belize, we know all that, and we are not intelligent. You know, we business or we life has been dragged back for a long time. You know, when the world move along, let's say from the 1900s, when the world, the people they move along, you know, until we reach to where we get independent. And when we rush for the independence, a lot of different people in this country are like, oh, we can't go to no independent because we can't make it. We don't have nothing at all, so how we are making it? So why are we going to our independence? That they show that we're never ready, you know, we're intelligent. But you know, the world may move on for around us. Technically, all of them more educated, sensibly, like understanding more and develop more. The mother country, development countries out there, but in Belize, you know, it happen like that. So in other words, and after we were backward, you don't know, because people may graduate and run this country by the 1930s, 1920s, 1901, right up to now. But like, you know, so now I say everybody should understand one thing. Yes, the because he have to come from Africa and being in a Belize, and because we got a Latino, he not come from Africa, but he's a black man. So you know, I don't know, maybe you could help me by way of translation.
All right, my brother, I got you. All right. We will take a break. That's what we're going to do inside the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. First one for the week, you know, Monday morning, getting up and doing what we got to do. You know how it works. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Earn V-Bucks and get a chance to win a $10,000 homecation with Benny's. Quality and savings.
Hey Belizean students, ready to unlock your future? The Social Security Board is now accepting applications for its 2025 scholarship program. Whether you're aiming for vocational technical, high school, or an associate degree, this is your chance. To qualify, you must be a born Belizean accepted to a school in Belize, entering high school, trade school, or college for the first time, demonstrate financial need and academic potential. Don't wait! Learn more and apply online today at socialsecurity.org.bz. Deadline is Friday, June 27, 2025. Remember, only online applications are accepted. Unlock new opportunities for success with a scholarship from Social Security.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm saying I help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am going after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
back to the WB Wake Up Believe's Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde in the house with you on this Monday morning, 9th June 2025. And we have the conversation going on now. The telephone number, 280-5848. That's the line for you to jump into the conversation this morning. We've kind of, just to do a quick recap here, we've spoken about congratulations being in order, great jubilation in honor of Cara Young, who historically became the first black person to win consecutive Tony Awards, and it's the least known award in the United States of America to us here in Belize, because we know go to Broadway plays, right? We don't know our experience where we could have, we could watch movies, so we could more or less know whether I'm an Oscar. We can listen to music, so we know the Grammy and we know the value of the Grammy. But Broadway plays and stuff like that, that's you're going in person. We can't go there if you do that. I've never been to a Broadway play. That's one of my bucket list things. Hopefully I'm there when I can go and see our very own, the great, now legendary Cara Young. When you do something that's never been done before, you automatically achieve legend status. She did it. So we congratulate her parents, of course, Nena Belizean and Faya. And of course, she's a daughter of that. So now we that too. Best believe. So Sister Vanessa, Brother Clay, congratulations are in order, and we kind of spoke on that earlier in the show. Then of course we had to address the ongoing industrial dispute between the joint unions, primarily made up of the teachers, public servants, and the Association of Senior Managers. They have made their demands to the government of a salary increase of 8.5%. The government has made consecutive counter proposals, both of which, from what our news is reporting, the second similarly has been turned down. Well, I don't know if the official version numbers have been given, I don't know, but the leadership have gone on the record to say that they are not too pleased with the latest proposal. So I imagine that it's very unlikely that the voting will represent something that contradicts that position of their leaders. And so there is where we are. And we know that even last week there were signs and there were various acts of protest being done by, primarily to this point, the Belize National Teachers Union. And we spoke on an interview done by the Financial Secretary, Mr. Joe Wade, where he spoke out loudly what, maybe has only been talked about has only been whispered about, that if this is how it's going to unfold, that tax increase has to be put on the table. And our position on that is that, hold up there, brother, hold up there. Majority of people are watching this situation. They're not involved, but even without scientific polling, are sympathetic to the teacher's position. Krem, good morning, WB.
Yes, good morning, Mose Hyde.
Good morning, sir.
I was speaking to your crew last week about protests, riots, and as you see what's going on in LA, right?
Yeah, I spoke on that.
I've been in part of two protests in LA and everything, with the Running King riots and everything. But we in LA, or the Hispanics in LA, when they come out in abundance. Like, only about 25% are protesters, but 70% are people who love the riot. We riot for everything in LA. If Lakers win a championship, that's how it looks in LA. So that thing is coming to us in LA, or if Mexico wins a Gold Cup or a game against USA. We see that type of stuff all the time, so it's not something that we ain't used to seeing, but Donald Trump better get his national guards, because when those essays, when those Mexicans get together, they don't play, you know what I'm saying? So I advise Mr. Trump to bring his National Guards to California. You know, I've been in a riot for 3 days, non-stop, 24 hours a day back in my young days. But, you know, we turned a protest into the wrong things when we do protest, a.k.a. riot. You know, they burned down stores, we loot for 24 hours a day. Man, I'm going to say, Mr. Mose, during the Rodney King riot, we shot for 3 days non-stop. And the police cannot control us because there's too many bodies out there. You got hundreds of thousands of people protesting at one time.
Don't you believe that, as has been argued by prominent California elected officials, that putting in place the National Guard only takes the temperature way up, and you're not, so that's not your view?
I really get that. You know, like I said, our LAPDs could handle that because we have an army when it comes to doing that. But right about now, you're going to meet more Mexicans coming out, more than you've seen the other day. And when they come out, they do.
So you think it's only Mexicans who are protesting? You think it's only Mexicans?
85% of them, you know, because...
You think some Belizeans you think some Belizeans in it? You think...
No. They're scared to do that type of stuff. They're down with that. They talk like you guys talk in Belize, but they talk and walk the walk. They don't walk the walk. You know,
so you think if burning and looting begins, that we not being at the burning and looting?
Oh yeah, because free shopping. Exactly. I'm gonna say, Mr. Mose, during Rodney King riot, I mean, when those officers were found not guilty, within about 10 minutes, demanded that everything set off on Florence and Normandy. It set off in 10 minutes. A white truck driver, he was driving his truck down the street. When our gang pulled him out of the truck and beat him up, you ever seen that part with the...
But I think what is unique about this occasion when compared to 1992, which is this is nowhere near that. At least to this point, I've been tracking it. It's still.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I've done that.
But the 1992 riot in LA was because of a verdict in a trial that was over the merciless beating of a black motorist. And so that reaction was around that incident. This protest or the resistance, because it's not so much a protest as much as it's a fight back, where people are saying, you're not going to come into my neighborhood and start to drag my people out. You're not going to take mothers from their children. You're not going to take my brother from his family. You're not going to do that. So it's not okay, something that has happened and I am mad over it. This is now where there is a force coming into a community and a community saying they're pushing back. In fact, last week when I saw the first video I saw, and I believe it was on the Belize Diaspora page, where they were showing a video of white people in San Diego driving ICE out of their community. I don't know if you saw that video. So even before there was a pushback in Los Angeles, you had people in San Diego who were saying no. They were fighting against this policy, the immigration enforcement of Donald Trump, and so it's a protest, yes. So there is tension, is all of that, but it's different in flavor because there's a collision that's going on here. There's a force wanting to come and do something, and the community saying, no, we don't allow you to do that. As compared to other protests that have been triggered by a particular incident and people are angry over that. This doesn't go away because ICE still wants to come in and take individuals out. So it has the potential for it to be like really serious.
Yeah, I was talking to Mr. Nuri Muhammad last week about the way the teachers protest in Belize. You know, I mean, that type of protest, you're going to get pepper sprayed, you're going to get bullets swarm all over you, rubber bullets swarm over you. I was saying, when we protest for as the youth, electrical union and everything, we protest on the sidewalk in a cordial way, back and forth. You might walk about 300, 400 feet, and you're going to turn back around in a circle on the sidewalk in a professional way, because we are law-abiding citizens and we're workers and everything. We're not going to put our harm in the way, because once you go out there and try to go protest against the police, you're about to get sprayed up with some rubber bullets like they did yesterday and everything. You might lose an eye doing a protest the wrong way and everything. You know, I say Belize is doing good. I support Nidek Carlos. We call it Carlos in Dangriga. You know, that's my boy's wife and everything. He's a police too. So I was wondering how they going to arrest Nadia and his wife, and his husband is a ranking person in the police department. But anyway, like I said, when Belize have to protest, they got to do it in a cordial way of doing it. They don't do it the right way. That stuff right there, I mean, the way they protest is like a revolution. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, you know, it's a protest, but at the same time, a revolution by all means necessary, like Malcolm X would say and everything, you know? So that's all I got to say. I mean, teachers protest in the right way, in a cordial way. Don't be blocking no streets on the street, because you guys get hurt too as a protester.
All right, brother.
When you got a 48 Mose, I got a 48 on Hoover, you've been over there.
I can't, obviously, full disclosure, so I have been a part of, and I have organized protests that are not walking on the sidewalk kind of protests. So I can't come up here and judge nobody in their struggle and in their fight.
When you got a Friday in Hoover, on the block, that's what my homies think on the block of Pretty Hoover. We like a lunch deep on the weekend and everything. I've been there, yeah. Yeah, people told me, oh, yeah, I saw Mose. Chilo, you know Chilo, Sukumama? You know you're real good, Chilo, Charles Wagner.
Yes, man, Chilo, he used to grab for a team back in the days, yeah.
Chilo.
Yeah, man, that's my bro.
Yeah. He told me he was there like last year or something.
Yeah. That's my bro. Yes.
When you go over there on the block right now, that block is empty. People scared to go out there Friday to break no.
Well, I don't blame nobody if you stay home with how them people had to go on, brother. So I get it. You know, we have mentioned here that a couple big events have been called off this year. A couple big Belizean events. The Chicago Day has been called off. The day in Dallas has been called off. So people are definitely retreating. I don't agree that we should that's what we should do. I don't know all the circumstances and all the things that they considered when making the decision. But that's in real time what is happening in our communities in the United States.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. That's all I got to say. Hey. By the way, we were talking about...
But let me say, while you're here and I know that you were a football fan, I just want to quickly squeeze in. I know there's a lot of things going on. I am I pissed off that Montserrat supposed to dip on the same football field with you know, like, come on. Montserrat barely still exists. They get almost blown away by I think it was a volcano or an earthquake. Like then our brother and our sister, respect is due to that, but a very smally rock in this smally piece of rock in the sea, a smally piece of population. But they don't got no grounds for the on the same football field. Listen. I know. We're not talking about we lose to. We're not talking about we lose to Jamaica, or we lose to Trinidad, or we lose to Panama, or we lose to Costa Rica. I could accept their versions there. No Montserrat, brother. I don't deal with that. That not acceptable.
How long have you been watching football in Belize, sir? From the 80s?
Brother, I did go to football games from in a single digit years. So in the 70s, I go to football game.
Okay, so can you keep a country? Are you aware? Do you remember when Brazil came to Belize in the 80s?
But the national team for Brazil has never come to Belize. We might have had some. The national team for Brazil. The national team for Brazil has never been to Belize. There maybe have been. There may have been a Brazilian. They might have been a Brazilian team, but there's never the Brazilian national team has never been to Belize.
Okay. You might get that right, because when I played for Wagia, I was in selection but they had the national jerseys on. They played the best 6 teams in Belize back in the days. We were the only team to draw with that Brazilian team too. You know, but when it comes to football in Belize, we have raw talent, but nobody on that national team has fundamental skills. Some of them get mad at me when I say, because I'll be around them a lot. Oh, I've seen their fundamental skills from an early age. We don't have fundamental skills in Belize, and that's the issue. We got players, but they don't have the kind of fundamental issue. You guys are playing the wrong type of soccer in Belize. We play one-touch checkers. These are playing ping pong like volleyball, back and forth. When you play soccer, Moses, you play by chess. You play one-touch.
I'm very.
The reason why Moses, my coach is a Muslim.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you, bro. I'm not arguing with you, bro. That development needs to happen. I am telling you that we are better than, even right now, even with all our limitations, we are better than Montserrat. I don't want to hear the rest.
Of course, it's like an island. It's like a future island. But you know, it all boils down of the culture and everything. Because my coach should be the coach of the Belize national team, Mose and everything. But since he's a Muslim, the FFB look at him.
All right, bro. I'm not about to have a full blown football meltdown here. I hear you. I respect you. I just because I know that you're a sports guy, you're a football guy. I never call my show and say the word soccer. Never. I rebuke that. I sanction you for that. I might even put you up on suspension for that. You hear me? Don't do that again. I know you're there in America and I won't call it. But when you call it, I like you get a Belize. We don't know what that soccer is. We know football, brother, okay?
Football.
Yeah, don't use the word soccer again. We know.
I'm gonna say one thing before I leave.
Yes, sir.
I should have been a part of the team from the age of 17, but because I was American, I couldn't play for you guys. And at that time, the process was way long compared to the basketball team who represented to go to Brazil. I couldn't play for the Belize national team. I was supposed to be your goalkeeper when we went to Bermuda. That's how you guys found Charlie Slusher. I was way advanced.
Yeah, you don't big up yourself on that. I know they have to argue with that. I know try to take no credential for you. I know try to take no credential. All I tell you is no use soccer on the talk show. No call WUB and talk. Football, man. Football, right. I gotta go to break. Give thanks for the call. Yeah. Let's hope the best. We hope for the best for people in Los Angeles. We hope that everything is sorted out when all people and get hurt in no kind of way.
Yes, sir. Have a blessed day today, sir.
All right.
Bless up.
Yeah. We stay low and we stay out tight. Right? But, yeah, things crazy. We're going to take a break and come back.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Imagine getting rewards for your spending. Smart prepaid customers countrywide, it's time to level up with Smart Gains. Smart Gains are exclusive, limited time offers sent straight to your phone. We're talking irresistible rewards. You'll actually want extra credit, bonus data, and exclusive perks, all tailored to you. Because at Smart, we've always got your back. Don't miss out on rewards made just for you. Smart Gains, Smart Savings, Smart You. Smart, bringing people together.
welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde in the house with you. Monday morning, 9th of June, 2025. And so just before brother called in, the brother that we call Vegas, links us frequently for foreign. I was mentioning some of the things that we've dealt with this morning as a kind of a recap. It's a thing we do, but we have a call. Krem, good morning, WB.
Morning, Mose. I have to do a quick call back because in listening to the conversation and watching it on the TV, that what I said about profiling. So similarly to how we complain how Belize Police Department profile black men and not only then commit crime because of how they look physically in their profile is. Similarly to what they do to enslave African ancestors and ancestors, your black skin, you could be free then it can't feel. What I find interesting is that only one time I had to create a why make me black. And when I'm going to travel through Mexico undocumented, because when immigration comes, they look for the black face, and they can be others, what we call Spanish people on the bus, undocumented, but they're not confident, they come for me. In this case, downtown LA, if you look what we call like Spanish people, say you have Belizeans where it could be documented, undocumented, but look like Spanish people, then telling the profile it way it look like. So you have black people who are undocumented and from Central America. That's not for them concern right now. Right now, the way you look like physically. So I just want to note how it's different, because usually, black people they get profiled. But in this case, brown people or people of indigenous and Spaniard descent, like they grab a woman in New York, I think she's Chilean and had a green card, and I'm a 12-year-old daughter, and then just grab she, and people they holler, well, what you do with the 12-year-old daughter, and then and actually police, they never even ice grab she. But again, I just think that that's one interesting point, and I hear nobody to talk about it, that really then they come for you based on how you look.
I think they are expanding, right? And so they're doing it, I feel, how would I say, they take on the lowest hanging situation first. So they start out with people in the prison system, or when they don't have detained. And then after that, I think right now the phase that they're in, then they start dealing with work sites. I read that just yesterday, and they're looking now. They have these high target areas, California being one of them, where they're looking for exactly the Mexicans, the Central Americans who are generally looking what we call the Spanish look. That's what they're looking at now. But they are very cognizant. They know who they are in place. Trust me, they do. So obviously, it's a bit trickier if you have to go into the black communities or black neighborhoods, quote unquote, in Los Angeles, if you go look for me and you, because they don't want a situation where they go and grab some African Americans and question that won't become another thing. So we have only advantage, but they also know where we tend for them. That's why, as the brother said, one of the more popular areas where we go and hang out, and so we know they're there again. They also know that we the after dark parties. Eventually, the people they do their thing. Obviously, there is I saw some images where some people have all their Mexican flag. Like first of all, you got some people there where got consciousness that, well, California originally from Mexico anyway. So they're like, can't drag me out where you don't take where already from we. So there is defiance, there is resistance, and it's not just profiling. It's not like they take down information. They look for people for whole. No? I think when you say profiling, that like if you just do data gathering on individuals, it's a very aggressive thing they're doing. To say you go in a community and we want to take people off on a job site, we want to take people out on their house, we want to take people from their families. they may know exactly what they do. They may know they want to provoke. Then let me know that this is a very likely scenario to happen.
Respect, brother.
Yeah,
I just saw the opportunity to have the conversation about what people look like physically, and what history of Babylon, looking at what people look like physically, and then target them for whatever justification they think they have to target people based on what they look like physically.
Well, to some extent, we take advantage of that because they made assumptions when they saw us coming at the various border points with Mexico. Not many of them were apparently for a while conscious that you do have some English-speaking black people coming this side. So the minute we reached the border, and we not only could talk English, but we also could yank. What's happening? And we don't have to go through no search. This is that one, right? And we do a thing. It's like I know they are to judge nobody. We do what we do. We do what we had to do. People do what they do to survive. And we find one opening and we take it. So the evaluation of people, most of the times when the evaluation of people based on their physical appearance, a very negative process with very negative results. We are aware of a rare occasion when that's a blessing in disguise. No? We have actually had that blessing in disguise. We could actually call a documentary about how we have gotten into the United States of America, the blessing in disguise. Our ability for mimic accents. For some reason, we got a very flexible ability for mimic accent. We could sound like a lot of things. And it's been a gift, sister.
Sound like when you make that documentary, Mose.
All right, I'll give you work. Sister, thanks.
I said we bring up the idea. I think that's good documentary, the timing good. We just need some sponsors.
No, people are not willing, and even now we don't, I think, reach a point where we can't really get away with that again like one time. So it's okay for us to say like that thing we had going for a while. But I still think people not willing to share the stories of that quote unquote going through the back, because some bad things happen going through the back.
Right. And you could still get on the radar with Trump dragnet right now.
Yeah.
So even with them cancelling the gathering, I don't think I don't know what will be the solution.
I remember as a child, never they understand when I hear the adults in the room, they say about going through the back. I said, what the hell is that about? You go through the back. What the hell is that? I couldn't. I don't know if you used to hear that when you were young, like, so and so gone through the back. The back of what? What the hell are people that talk about? But man, going through the back, some of the people survive that and make it. And out of that, somehow we get some benefits, no?
Yeah. I don't want any people, so.
Yeah, so
it is a tough time for people, and not just for we people, but a lot of people, but in particular, we have to look for the reality of what happened with the legions, people who are being sent home, people who are afraid to go to work, how you impact remittances, the quality of life. Like, this is not just international news. This really come home to the legions right now. So that's for the reason only the people want to save the people.
Give thanks. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We are going to take ourselves a final break and then come back and wrap.
Take a deep breath. You feel that energy coursing through your body? That's because of me. I am the rainforest. I produce the air you breathe. I make it rain. I'm also your pharmacy. I'm home to more plants and wildlife than you're ever going to see in your lifetime. I work hard day and night, taking in all the carbon dioxide you produce and turning it into life-giving oxygen. My personality is singular. My biodiversity is mind-blowing. My generosity knows no bounds. But then, so does your greed. I give you everything I have for free. I don't want thanks. I just want respect. I want you to stop acting like I'm just bush. I want you to stop treating me like dirt. I want you to see life, not lumber. I want you to always be able to come to me and find your roots, to unwind, and yes, to always be able to breathe deep. That's a privilege many will pay for, but it's not about money. It's about having a future.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Welcome back. This is WUB. We're done for today. With health strength, we return tomorrow morning for Tuesday edition of Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We got to salute the team. Let me take this opportunity to offer our condolences to our veteran Larry G on the passing of his nephew. On behalf of the whole Zinfens family, of course. Wishing nothing but strength and, great support during this very difficult time. All the best, Larry G, our Creme Radio technician for WUB. The team at XTV, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Cliff Lewis, aka Pat Cliff, aka The Glue, doing all things technical, just filling all the gaps. And our director this morning, of course, is Christy Flowers. We got to part ways for now. Stand strong, stand firm for now. We're gone!
That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes to WUB. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We got to keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up.